Exactly. In any shape and form. Would you say that because you had been teasing this for a while, it was one of those like classic instances of like, where's the CDQ? We need like the
That,
where's the master version? Like we're gonna like piece this together on our own until you give it to us.
yeah, they were really going crazy for it. But I kept telling them, I'm like, guys, the song is not gonna be finished until I get Flo Milli on it. So teasing that has been fun. I mean, just like having my fans react to the fact that like, oh my God, you really got a feature that like we asked for. I just know that they know that I'm listening to them. And I think it makes them feel really special during the drop. Tomorrow I'm actually like doing like a Twitter thing with my fans. Like they show me all types of cool stuff. So they're gonna show me how to do something cool on Twitter tomorrow.
That's awesome. That's so exciting. I like that you're really taking advantage of like I'm still figuring out what Spaces is about, but like I think that's a cool way to use it. uh, but how did I think we can start with Money First? How did this song happen?
So um I met Boys Noise, and that's the producer, and we were just talking, going back and forth about like what songs we like and what songs and what eras of music we want to see again. And I just remember I was like, you remember like, well, actually, I brought up Peaches. I don't
Hmm.
know that song. Second on my.
And he's like, "You wanted me calling, of course."
So I'm like telling him that, and he's like, "Oh my God, I love Peaches, but are you familiar with Two Live Crew?" And I'm like, he plays me a song, and I'm like, the song was 1 and 1. I was like,
Hmm.
no, I've never heard this song before. And then he played me Somebody Say We Want Some Pussy, and I was like, wait, this is in every movie that I love.
Right.
This, like the 808s, the guitars. I just really love that era of hip hop, so I just wanted to bring it back to life.
That's so cool. And like one, like why did you want Flo Milli on the track? Because I love that. We can start there and then I'll add a follow-up later.
I feel like every time I hear a Flo Milli track, um, I love the beat instantly, right? And the way that she comes in on beats is so different, and I just wanted like a different perspective. It's a Cinderella shoe situation. Like I don't think anyone could have killed that better than she did. Like she fucking killed it.
Yeah. Though I will say the thing I was gonna ask too is like when I listened to it, I was like, this is just like both of them on 100. It's a great beat too. Like, could you ever see it being like a posse cut the way that you kind of redid Smack a Bitch for Nightmare Vacation?
Ooh, that's a great question. Wow. Honestly, I think what made Smack a Bitch so special is the way that everyone would just come up to me and be like, girl, I play that song every day. Like, thank God I didn't have to smack a bitch. That's why I wanted so many girls on it, because I'm like, that is for the girls. I want to hear everybody get their shit off on that song in their own way. But Money, I think, is like, I think it was a very beautiful thing to happen, considering like I've known Flo Milli for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like I saw her when I was doing like my first fashion week, and like I just been very early on her career, and I just I felt like this song was for her. Like granted, I love all the female rappers that I worked with, and they're so great and amazing, and we will do more stuff in the future. But this one is like, I don't, if we do get a remix on it, I don't know who we would get, but if anybody, that I'm open to it. I just feel like this is our moment right now. Everybody wanted our song, so now you fucking have it.
I think there's one specific person that you've been interacting with this past week that fans may fans may think that might be a fit for the song. Um,
Yeah, I know.
but of course, so this is our show, Entertainment Weekly Songwriters Camp. We've been such a big fan of you, and we're so excited to like get into your songwriting process. But of course, we always start with like, how did you start songwriting? How did you start performing?
Okay. Songwriting, I feel like I started, got to be like end of middle school, like the 8th grade. I started writing poetry and stuff.
Mm,
Performing, I think that's a whole other, oh my gosh. Like the first time I performed, I think I was probably, I think I was 19. I think I was like full blown an adult. I don't remember having any type of bookings prior to being 18. So I just remember feeling like, well, I had my son at that point. So every time I stepped out and had a show, I was like, okay, well, you better give it your all because you want to keep getting booked and keep putting foot on the table. So you better make it snappy. But I think it like started becoming like that was like clubs and stuff where I first
mm.
performing, and it's not really like a performance. Like you kind of just stand in your section, you know what I'm saying? But I think writing though, going back to that, I feel like it definitely started with poetry, and it did not start with rapping whatsoever. I remember I would like write those little emotional ass spoken word type of things. And I grew up in church, so I would like do poems about God and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think what was also really, really big that I did poems on was just like imaginary relationships I wish I had. Because when I was younger, I didn't have like a romantic life, but I like daydreamed about it all the time. So it doesn't really reflect the music I make now, but that's where I started.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting, I'm from the DMV area as well, and I feel like a lot of the music you see, uh, there's a lot of different music, but like a lot of the rappers we see kind of have that like poetic edge to it. Like Wale
Yeah,
definitely is making poems and stuff, and that
definitely.
rapping. And so I feel like specific to the area, like I could see like that kind of leading you to music.
Yeah, Wale is somebody that I grew up on. Like, his album "More About Nothing" came out when I was in the 9th grade, and it taught me a lot about relationships. Once again, that's still weird because that's like the era of like I don't know, you're like dealing with weird emotions, and you're kind of like in that adolescent phase. So that's really cool. You brought up Wale. Who else is someone who I
I'm trying
even
to. I when I think of DC music, I first go to Go Go, but then I gotta think of like the other rappers.
I even think like Missy being from Virginia, her stuff is super poetic too. Like, I definitely think that there's a heavy influence on like just the arts in general.
Yeah.
At home, I miss home.
Yeah, but also like location wise too. Of course, there's like busboys and poets, and I'm sure there's so many people who like came through
Oh my
that.
God, isn't poet? That's crazy. I used to go there when I was younger. When I was like 17, I used to go there. It used to be.
Yeah, but I think now like getting into you as an artist, like what is the usual songwriting process for Rico Nasty today? Are you listening to beats first? Are you kind of